Chapter 1, Things Around Us. We see many things around us. Some move on their own while others need something to move them. For example, a cockroach and a tiger move on their own, but a table and a chair move only when you push or pull them. So, we can divide things around us in two groups: living and non-living things. Natural things. Things which are created by nature are called natural things. All natural things can also be divided into two main classes: living things, non-living things. Living things. Things which have life in them are called living things. They need air, water, food, and sunlight. They can reproduce. They have feelings and can move. Humans, animals, birds, plants, and insects are living things because they have life in them. Non-living things. Things which are created by nature but don't have life are called natural non-living things. They don't reproduce. They even don't need food. So, they are also called natural non-living things. Sun, moon, stars, rain, clouds, mountains, etc. are natural things but don't have life in them. So, they are non-living things but made by nature. Man-made things. Things which are made by man are called man-made things. All man-made things are non-living things. Man-made things can never have life in them. Man-made things are surely non-living things. For example, a car can move but doesn't have life. A robot can react but doesn't have life. A toy can amuse but doesn't have life. An aeroplane can fly but doesn't have life. Properties of living things. There are many properties which make living things different from non-living things: natural non-living things and man-made things. Living things grow. All living things grow, change, and finally die. Food helps living things to grow. They grow and change their shape and size as they get older. The egg of a butterfly changes into a caterpillar and then to an adult butterfly and then dies. All human beings, animals, plants, Insects and birds grow, change, and then die. Scientific fact: bring your own photograph when you were a baby. Also bring your recent photograph. Discuss the changes after observing. Living things move. The movement of living things show that they have life. Human beings move, birds fly, fish swim, animals walk, insects fly or crawl because they have life. Plants don't move from one place to another. They show their movement in growing or moving their branches. Touch me not plant folds its leaves when touched. Sunflower always faces the sun. Fact: non-living things do not move on their own. They move only when we make them move. Living things breathe. All plants and animals breathe in air. Plants breathe in carbon dioxide and breathe out oxygen, whereas animals breathe in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. Animals that live on land generally breathe through lungs. Animals that live in water breathe through their gills. Animals that live on land and in water breathe through their lungs, gills, and also skin. Ants breathe through air holes. Plants breathe through the smell pores present on their leaves. These pores are called stomata. Human lungs, fish gills, frog skin, leaves stomata. Scientific fact: cover the nose of your doll, nothing will happen to it. Living things feel. All living things feel and react. When we prick our hand with a small pin, we feel pain and move our hand away quickly. We feel cold in winter and put on woolen clothes. We laugh when tickled. A peacock dances in the rain. Plants and trees wing their branches. These are all feelings and their reactions. Baby smiling, dog in pain, peacock dancing, plants swinging. Living things reproduce. All living things reproduce young ones like themselves. It is called reproduction. Humans reproduce by giving birth to babies. Animals and birds reproduce by laying eggs or by giving birth to babies. Plants reproduce through seeds or other body parts. Differences between living and non-living things. Living things, non-living things. Need food, air and water to live. Do not need food, air and water to live. Grow and change over a period of time. Do not grow or change. Move in search of food, water, escape their enemies, can move various parts of their bodies, cannot move on their own, respond to changes around them with their 5 sense organs, do not respond to changes around them, can reproduce, cannot reproduce. All living things grow old, fall sick, and die if they do not get food. Non-living things do not die. They break or fade over a period of time. Chapter 2. Human Body. Look at a computer carefully. You will notice that it has different parts that work together to help it to function properly. Similarly, our body has different parts that work in coordination to help us carry out various daily activities. The outer appearances differ from person to person, but the basic structure of the body is the same in all human beings. Our sense organs. An organ system has many organs, and these organs work together to perform a special function. Our body possesses 5 main sense organs. These are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. Sense organs help us to know our environment. They send messages to the brain. We see things around us with our eyes. We hear different sounds with our ears. We smell with the help of our nose. We taste different things with our tongue. We feel with our skin. The organ system. The human body is made up of many parts that work together. These parts are called organs. A group of organs doing a specific job is called an organ system. All organs together form an organism or living being. Skeletal system. Our body is made up of bones. All bones join together to form the skeletal system. It gives shape and support to the body. We are able to stand straight and walk due to our skeleton. It protects the soft, delicate organs inside the body. The skull protects the brain. The ribs protect the heart and the lungs. Functions of skeletal system. It protects our vital organs such as the brain, the heart, and the lungs. It gives shape to our body. It allows us to move because muscles are attached to the bones. When muscles move, they make the bones move, and hence the body moves. Muscular system. Muscles cover the skeleton. They are attached to the bones. The skeleton works together with the muscles to make our body move and work. There are more than 600 muscles in our body. Digestive system. The breakdown of food into very small pieces is called digestion. The digestive system consists of mouth, stomach, small intestine, large intestines, and anus. The food we eat mixes with saliva and then reaches the stomach through the food pipe. In the stomach, the food is mixed well with some digestive juices. This soluble form of food is absorbed and used by the body cells. The undigested food goes to the large intestine, from where it is passed out of the body through the anus. Nervous system. The brain and the nerves make up the nervous system. The nerves in our body carry messages from our sense organs to our brain, which tells us what is happening around us. They are like electrical wires connecting the whole body to the brain. Our brain is like a supercomputer. It controls all the body systems and their functioning. Excretory system. The excretory system removes waste materials from the body. It consists of kidneys, lungs and skin. The two kidneys throw out waste in the form of urine. Lungs and skin throw our waste as carbon dioxide and sweat. The reproductive system. The system helps in producing young ones. Small animals lay eggs and some give birth to young ones. Humans give birth to young ones. Cows give birth to calf. Hens lay eggs. Chapter 3. Staying safe. Sometimes while going to school, you find a traffic jam on the road. When you move a little ahead, you find the jam is caused due to an accident between two vehicles. Accidents are any unforeseen mishappenings caused due to carelessness. They cause discomfort to the persons directly affected and also to many other people around them. Sometimes people get so severely hurt that they suffer throughout their life. We can avoid accidents by being extra careful and following safety rules at all places. Safety at school. Do not jump on desks or chairs. Do not hit anyone or throw things at them. Always board the school bus by standing in a queue. Always use a sharpener to sharpen your pencil. Use school equipments carefully. Corridors are for you to walk. Do not run in the corridors. Safety in the playground. Learn and follow the rules of whichever game you play. Wait for your turn and be patient. Play in a safe place and not on the road. Do not push anyone while playing. Go to an open ground for flying kites. Do not fly kites on the road or on terrace as you may fall down. Do not hit others with a bat, a ball or anything which can cause injury. Do not play in a wet areas. You may slip and injure yourself. Safety at home. Do not leave your toys, bags and shoes on the floor. You or someone else can trip over them and get hurt. Never play with sharp or pointed objects like knives, blades and scissors. You may hurt yourself. Do not touch electrical gadgets or plugs with wet hands or bare feet. Do not touch hot pans or boiling water. Do not play with matchsticks. Safety on the road. Walk on the footpath. Cross the road only at zebra crossing. Before crossing the road, look to your right, then to your left and again to your right. Cross only when no vehicle is coming from either side. Do not run to reach the other side of the road, even if there is no vehicle on the road. Follow the traffic lights. Cross the road only when the traffic stops. Wherever possible, use overbridges or subways to cross the road. Do not get in or get off a moving bus. Do not put your head or arm out of the bus window. First aid. Always remember, prevention is better than cure. The immediate help given to a victim of an accident is called first aid. First aid can be given by anyone, even children like you. you need to be aware of some simple things to do. It can be a simple help, such as putting a bandage or washing a cut. If an accident happens and a person gets hurt, the first thing is not to panic. Try to keep cool and help the injured person. First, wash your hands with soap to kill germs before giving the first aid. If a wound is bleeding, wash it with clear water and cotton using an antiseptic lotion. Call a doctor or take the person immediately to a doctor. Do not move a patient if it seems that he has broken any bone. Take the injured person carefully to a dispensary. Chapter 4. Parts of a plant. Plants play an important role in our lives as we depend on them for our basic needs. They provide us food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. They also release oxygen gas which we need for breathing. Hence, we can say that without plants, life would not be possible on Earth. There is a large variety of plants on our planet. These plants differ in their sizes, shapes, lifespan, and other features. Let's know more about them. Types of plants. Trees. Trees are tall and strong plants. Branches and leaves give shape to a tree. Trees differ in height and shape. For example, coconut is a very tall tree, while mango is a medium-heighted tree. A peepal tree is round, whereas a ashoka tree is conical in shape. Shrubs. Shrubs are short and bushy plants. Herbs. Very small plants are called herbs. Climbers. Climbers are plants with weak stems. They climb up, taking the support of other plants, sticks, or walls. Creepers. Plants that grow along the ground are called creepers. Parts of the plant. A plant is mainly divided into two parts: root system and shoot system. Root system. Root is the underground part of the plant. Root fixes the plant to the soil. It also absorbs water and minerals from the soil. Roots are of two types: taproot, fibrous root. Taproot. Taproot is a long and thick main root that grows straight down the earth. It branches out in many small roots. Our branching roots and root hair grow sidewise. Plants like mustard, cotton, balsam, mango, etc. has tap roots. Fibrous root. There is no main root in fibrous root. It is bushy in appearance. Plants like wheat, rice, grass, onion, etc. has fibrous roots. Scientific fact: water and minerals flow upward through the roots into the stem of the plants and thereafter into the leaves of the plant. Functions of the roots. Roots fix the plant firmly into the soil. Roots provide water and minerals to plant which they absorb from the soil. In some plants like radish, carrot and beetroot, the food prepared by the plant is stored in the root. We eat these roots. Shoot system. The shoot system includes parts such as leaves, buds, stems, flowers and fruits, and usually it develops above the ground. Stem. The main support of the plants above the ground is the stem. It helps the plant to stand upright. Different plants have different types of stems. Big and tall trees have a thick, woody and strong stem called trunk. We eat some of the stems, for example, ginger, potato and sugar cane. The stems of the climbers, such as that of money plant, etc., are weak. They need a support to grow. Functions of the stem. A stem holds the plant upright and straight. A stem carries water and salts absorbed by the roots to the leaves. Food for plant is prepared in the leaves. The stem carries this food to different parts of the plant. Leaves. Leaves are known as kitchen of the plant, as they prepare food for the plant. Green leaves, in the presence of sunlight, change water and carbon dioxide into food. This process of making food is called photosynthesis. Leaves look green in color because they have chlorophyll in them. Without chlorophyll, the leaves cannot make food. The flat and bowed part of a leaf is called leaf blade or lamina. In the middle of the leaf is the main vein. A number of side veins arise from the main vein. On the other side of the leaf are tiny pores called stomata. Air and water can pass through these pores. Functions of leaves. Green leaves prepare food with the help of air, water, carbon dioxide and sunlight. Stomata helps the leaves to take in air and release it. Sometimes excess food is stored in leaves. We eat such leaves like spinach, mint, cabbage. Scientific fact: the stomata throws out extra water from the leaves. Flowers, fruits and seeds. Flowers make a plant look beautiful. They have lovely colors and nice smell. Flowers are the reproductive part of a plant. Flowers turn into fruit. Fruits have seeds inside them. We eat the fruits of many plants. Some fruits, such as mango, have only one seed inside them. Some fruits, such as papaya and apple, have many seeds. Each seed has a baby plant inside it. Seed stores some food for the baby plant. If the seed gets air, water and warmth, the baby plant starts growing. In the beginning, it utilizes the food stored in the seed. But as it grows bigger, it grows its own leaves which make food for the whole plant. Chapter 5. Feeding habits of animals. You already know that living things need food to survive. Food provides energy to carry out various activities of life. You also know that plants can make their own food, but animals cannot. They depend on plants directly or indirectly for food. Animals show a variety in their food and feeding habits. Kinds of animals. Animals are divided into 4 groups according to the food they eat. Animals having similar features are grouped together, and this process is called classification. Herbivores. Animals which eat only plants are called herbivores. These animals are also called plant-eating animals. They have strong and flat grinding teeth in the rear part of their jaw. These teeth help these animals to chew their food easily. These animals bite leaves and grasses with the help of their front teeth. Carnivores. Animals which feed only on the flesh of other animals are called carnivores. These animals are also called flesh-eating animals. These animals have long pointed teeth called canines to tear the flesh and strong grinding teeth called molars to chew the bones and flesh. Omnivores. Animals that eat both plants and flesh of other animals are called omnivores. Human beings are also omnivores. They have sharp front teeth to tear the flesh or cut the fruits and flat, grinding teeth to chew the food. Scavengers. Animals that eat flesh or dead animals are called scavengers. They play a very important role in cleaning up the environment by eating dead animals in their surroundings. Movement in animals. Animals move from one place to another. They move mainly in search of food and water, to look for shelter, to protect themselves from enemies. Scientific fact: elephant's trunk is very sensitive. It can sense even a small blade of grass with it. Food chain. All animals depend directly or indirectly on plants for their food. Herbivores depend on plants directly for their food. Carnivores eat herbivores. If there are no plants, there would be no herbivores. So, carnivores also depend indirectly on plants for their food. Feeding habits of animals. Some animals swallow their food. Some animals like snakes do not have tearing or chewing teeth. They can open their mouth wide and swallow their food whole without chewing it. Some animals chew and swallow their food. The grass-eating animals have sharp front teeth to bite off plants. They have strong and broad back teeth to grind, chew their food. They swallow their food while grazing without chewing it. Later, at leisure, they bring up their food back into the mouth and chew it well before swallowing it again. This practice is called chewing the cud. The animals which chew the cud are called ruminants. Some animals take liquid food with the help of their tongue. Some animals tear off pieces of food and eat them. The carnivorous animals have long, pointed, sharp teeth. With the help of these teeth, they tear off a prey into pieces. Some animals break and open their food. Some animals have very sharp front teeth. They are able to break open seeds, nuts, and fruits with these teeth. These animals gnaw the food. Scientific fact: some animals like rabbit tear off food with the help of their hands. Some animals suck their food. Mosquitoes and leeches suck blood from the bodies of other animals. A butterfly has a long sucking tube called proboscis to suck nectar from the flowers. Chapter 6: Bodies of the birds. You must have heard the twittering and chirping of birds, the songs of a cuckoo and the calls of a crow. These are the sounds of various kinds of birds around us. Birds are one of the most beautiful and colorful animals on our planet. They live in almost every habitat of the earth. They possess various features that help them to fly, get their food and build their nest. In this chapter, we will discuss some of these in detail. Body parts of a bird. The birds have a streamlined body having head, wings, tail and legs. They have feathers all over the body. The bird's head has a beak with a hole as nostril. Bones of birds are hollow and light. Birds use their beak and claws to hold and eat their food. Characteristics of a bird. A bird has wings. It uses them to fly. A bird's boat-shaped body helps it to move fast through the air. A bird has strong arm and chest muscles. It flaps its wings with these. A bird is very light. It has air in its body and has very little bones. Birds have different shaped feet. They have 3 toes which point to the front and a shorter toe which points backwards. Birds also use their toes to balance, hold on the things, walk on branches, climb, swim, and wade in water. Scientific fact: a bat can fly, but it is not a bird. Birds have different shaped beaks. They do not have teeth. They use their beaks to cut, open, tear, and crush their food. Birds build nests to lay eggs and for providing shelter to their young ones. Some nets are made up high in trees, others are made on the ground or in buildings. Tail of a bird help it to change its direction while flying. Feathers. Feathers are the most unique feature of a bird. They help the bird to fly, keep the body warm, and give it shape. Feathers care of 3 types. Flight feathers. The long flat feathers attached to the wing and the tall help the birds to fly. These are called flight feathers. They also help birds to lift themselves and balance for flight. Body feathers. Body feathers cover the body wings and the tail of the bird. They are strong but light in weight. They give a smooth shape to the bird's body. Down feathers. Down feathers are located close to the body, underneath body feathers. These are short and soft feathers and help to keep the bird warm. Beaks of birds. Birds, like other living things, need food. Birds do not have teeth to eat their food. They have beaks and claws to get food and eat it. Birds use their beaks to get food. Birds use their beaks for collecting materials to make their nest. Most birds use their beaks to smooth their feathers. This is called preening. Birds also use their beaks to protect themselves from enemies. Scientific fact: vultures, eagles, hawks, and owls are called birds of prey because they eat small birds and animals. Different kinds of beaks: sharp, strong, and hooked beaks. Some birds have strong, sharp, and hooked beaks by which they catch the prey and tear off the flesh. They also eat small birds and animals like snakes, rodents, and ducks. Hard, strong, and short beaks. Some birds have hard, strong, and short beaks because they eat grains. These types of beaks enable these birds to pick up and crush the grains they eat. Long, slender, and curved beaks. Some birds eat insects hidden in the holes. They have long, slender, and curved beaks for pulling out insects from their hiding places. Broad and short beaks. The broad and short beaks of a swallow is sticky from inside. The swallow moves round and round in the air with its beak open. Tiny flying insects get stuck in its beak. Long and pointed beaks. Some birds have long and pointed beaks for pulling out insects from holes in the ground and eat them up. Broad and flat beaks. Ducks and spoonbills have broad and flat beaks. They help in finding food when digging up the muddy bottom of a pond or system. A duck's beak has small holes along the edges which act as strainers. Water and mud go out from these strainers, leaving small plants and tiny water animals in the bird's mouth. Feet and claws. The size and shape of birds' feet and claws depend on where it lives, what it feeds on and how it eats. Perching birds. Sparrows, manas, and crows sit on trees and wires by gripping the branch or wire. This is called perching. They use the front toes like we use our fingers. The back toe is used like our thumb. Climbing birds. Woodpecker and parakeet have two toes which point towards and two toes which point downwards. These birds climb the branches of trees to cut fruits and wood with their feet. Flesh-eating birds. Vultures and eagles have strong and sharp claws. These claws are called talons. They help to catch live prey like toads, rats, and small birds. Scratching birds. Hens and peacocks have strong legs with 3 toes in front and 1 toe at the back. The toes have strong, sharp claws that help the bird to scratch the ground for insects, etc. Wading birds. Birds like heron and crane have long legs with spread out toes. The spread out toes prevent the birds from sinking into the mud in a pond. These help them to walk through water in search of food. This movement is called wading. Swimming birds. Birds like duck and swan are called water birds. They possess webbed feet with 3 toes at the front that are joined by skin web and 1 toe at the back. These toes help all water birds to push back water and swim ahead. Scientific fact: ducks and swans can dive for food. They hold their breath while they are underwater. Factor 7. Food. Food is essential for all living beings. Plants prepare their own food, but human beings and other animals get their food from different sources. The 2 sources of food are plants and animals. The food contains certain substances called nutrients. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, salts, and roughage are nutrients. We must also eat food that has all the necessary nutrients. Any one type of food cannot give all that the body needs. This is why we have to eat different kinds of food. Scientific fact: insect eating is so popular around the world that it actually has an official name. It is called entomophagy. Energy-giving food. Energy is required to do all our day-to-day activities like walking, running, climbing, cycling, etc. This energy is provided by substances called carbohydrates. Some food contains substances called fats which also give us energy. Bodybuilding food. Bodybuilding foods are rich in proteins. They are necessary for the growth and the repair of the wear and tear of our body. Protective food. All of us want to be healthy. We should be able to protect our body against diseases. Some fruits and vegetables contain vitamins which protect our body against many diseases. They keep us healthy. They contain lots of minerals and vitamins. They give us strength to fight diseases. The roughage in the vegetables and salads is useful for digestion. Our diet must contain carbohydrates, protein, fats, vitamins and minerals. All these nutrients are needed by our body. Scientific fact: water helps in digestion and removal of body waste. Scientific fact: we should eat a healthy snack and drink a glass of milk in the evening. Vegetarians and non-vegetarians. People who eat only plant products are called vegetarians. People who eat both plant and animal products are called non-vegetarians. 3 meals in a day. Breakfast is the first meal of the day. We must eat a light and nutritious breakfast to stay active throughout the day. Lunch is the second meal of the day. We eat it in the afternoon. We should eat our lunch at a fixed time. Dinner is the third meal of the day. We eat it at the right. We should not have our dinner late. Balanced diet. A diet which has a proper amount of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals, salts is called a balanced diet. Lack of necessary nutrients or starvation leads to malnutrition. Safety and storage of food. We must keep the food we eat safe from germs. To keep the food safe and avoid wastage, we should follow these few necessary steps. We should keep our food covered in airtight containers. We should keep all cooked foods and liquid foods in cool places like refrigerators. Low temperatures do not allow germs to spoil food easily. Fish frozen in ice can stay unspoiled for a very long time. Food can also be stored by different methods that do not allow germs to grow in them. For example, jam is preserved in sugar syrups, pickles are stored in oils, onions are kept in vinegar, and fish are salted to keep them good for a long time. Food can also be boiled before eating to kill germs and might be present in it. Germs need moisture to grow. Some foods, like milk, can be dried to powder and stored for a long time. Rules for healthy eating. We should not eat food from roadside vendors as these are not prepared with clean hands and are often stale. Do not eat uncovered food as it may have germs. We should wash our hands before and after having meals. We should not talk while eating. Always drink filtered water. Chew your food well before swallowing it. We must avoid eating junk foods like potato wafers, soft drinks. Have food at regular intervals. Do not overeat. Chapter 8. Clothing. Like a house protects us from changing weather conditions and insects, our clothes also protect us from cold, heat, rain, dust, and insects. We wear different types of clothes depending upon the weather conditions of the place where we live. We also dress up according to the occasion or the place we go to. Today, we choose garments of different materials, colors and designs. Our choice of clothes depend on the climate and weather conditions of the place we live in. Seasonal clothes. We wear cotton clothes in the summer season. They keep us cool and comfortable in the heat and also absorb sweat. We wear swollen clothes in the winter season. They keep us warm and protect us from the cold. We wear a raincoat during the rainy season. A raincoat is made up of synthetic fibers. It protects us from getting wet. Fibers. A cloth is made from fibers. Many fibers, when twisted together, make a yarn. These yarns are used to make fabric. One or more fabrics are then stitched together to make a dress. Fibers are of two kinds, natural and man-made. Natural fibers. Natural fibers are obtained from plants and animals. Plants fibers come from plants like cotton, jute, flax, etc. Animals' fiber includes wool and silk that come from animals' hair, fur, etc. Cotton. Cotton is obtained from cotton plants. In textile mills, cotton is spun into yarn to make a cotton cloth. Cotton clothes keep our body cool and absorb sweat easily. Woolen clothes are made of woolen fibers. We get woolen fibers from animals like sheep, goat, and rabbit. Silk clothes are made of silk fibers. We get silk fibers from the cocoons of insects called silkworms. Silk fiber is used to make beautiful silk dresses. Scientific fact: silk fiber was first developed in ancient China. Rubber is made from the sap inside rubber plants or is produced using chemicals. Man-made fibers. Some clothes are made from fibers made by man. These fibers are made from different materials in factories. Some of the examples of man-made fibers are nylon, rayon, polyester, and terracotta. Scientific fact: in villages, people generally wear traditional clothes, and in cities, people generally wear Western clothes. Look smart, feel good. To look neat and tidy, you should follow some of these steps. Always wear clean clothes. The dirt in clothes has germs that can cause infection, so clothes should be washed properly to get rid of dirt. Always wear well-ironed clothes, as unironed clothes look untidy and leave a bad impression on others. Wear clothes according to the climate conditions and suit the place where you are going. We should keep our clothes properly in the cupboard. We should wear loose and comfortable clothes. Chapter 9: Housing. All animals, including human beings, need a shelter that can protect them from changing weather conditions and other dangers. We see different types of houses around us. They differ in size, shape, location, and construction materials. Some belong to the owner while some are rented by tenants. Different types of houses. Kacha house. We build houses that are suitable to the place we live in. The houses found in villages are mostly kacha houses. They are made of straw, mud, and sticks. They are temporary houses. These houses are not very strong, and at times strong winds can blow them away. Huts made of mud and water are cool from inside in summer. Pakka house. Pakka houses are found in cities. It is made up of bricks, iron, and cement. They are permanent houses. They can withstand strong storms and heavy rainfall. All bungalows, flats in multi-storied buildings and apartments are Pakka houses. Scientific fact: a multi-story apartment building has a number of similar houses built over several floors. These are also called flats. A good house. A good house, big or small, has some essential features. A good house should get a lot of fresh air and sunlight. A house should have many doors and windows. Doors and windows should have a wire netting to keep flies and mosquitoes away. Open spaces like veranda or a courtyard gives us fresh air, sunlight, and a place to play in. A kitchen must be well ventilated to let the warm air out. A house should have a good drainage system to carry away dirt, water, and other waste materials from the kitchen and bathroom. Plants should be grown around the house. They help to make the air clean and add beauty to the surroundings. The floors of the kitchen and bathrooms should be sloping so that water can flow out easily. Some animals are uninvited and stay with us in our house. They spread diseases and make us sick. We should try to get rid of them by using proper ways. They are ants in room, spider, cockroach, housefly, lizard, mosquito. A clean house. A house should be kept clean and tidy. Living in a dirty house can cause many diseases. The floors of the house should be swept and mopped every day. Wash basins, bathrooms, and toilets should be washed and cleaned every day. Furniture should be dusted and cleaned regularly. Dustbins should be kept wherever they are needed and should always be covered. All the things should be arranged and kept at proper places. We should remove cobwebs regularly. Curtains should also be used. They not only add to the beauty of our rooms but also keep the dust out. Even they protect us from heat and light in summer. Different places of the house. A good house have these different rooms: bedroom, drawing room, kitchen, bathroom, toilet, dining room, study room, balcony, lawn, storeroom. Chapter 10: Light, Sound, and Force. We can clearly see things around us during the day when there is enough light. But try to see a book kept on a table in a dark room. Are you able to see it clearly? No. But why? It is because light helps us to see objects. Without it, we cannot see anything around us. Knowledge of light. The sun is the main source of light on the earth during the day. We cannot see the objects around us without light. We also get light from candles, torches, bulbs, and lamps. These objects are called luminous objects as they emit their own light. Some of these objects, like the sun, stars, etc., are natural, while others, like lamps, candles, and torches, are man-made source of light. Most objects that do not give us light, like trees, chair, table, and books, are called non-luminous objects. We can see non-luminous objects when light falls on them. Scientific fact: the strength of light is measured on the Kelvin scale. Shadow. A shadow is formed when light coming from the source of light is blocked or disturbed by an object. Something blocks the path of light. Shadows are longer in the morning and evening while shorter in the afternoon. They are always formed on the side opposite to the source of light and may be bigger or smaller than the object. Scientific fact: shadows always appear to be black or dark. Knowledge of sound. We hear a variety of sounds like chirping of birds, barking of dogs, ringing of doorbells, screaming of children, etc. throughout the day. But what actually is sound? Sound is a form of energy. Both living and non-living things can produce sound. Almost everything in our surrounding makes sound. Sound is produced by vibrating objects. Some sounds are pleasant. We enjoy listening to these sounds. Playing musical instruments, bird chirping, listening to music. Loud sounds are unpleasant sounds. They are also called noise. They are harmful for our ears. Loud music, honking a car horn, noise in classroom. Scientific fact, light travels faster than sound. That is why you see lightning before you hear thunder. Force. A force is a push or a pull that causes an object to move or stop moving. Every time you pull the door of your cupboard to open it and push it to close, it is all because of force. Force can move an object, stopping a moving object, change the direction of an object, change the speed of a moving object, and change the shape of an object. All the actions are done by the help of force. Force can move an object, force can stop a moving object, force can change the direction of an object. Friction. Friction is caused when two objects touch or rub each other. It is a kind of force that slows down the movement. A moving ball stops due to friction. When friction is less, things slide. When friction is high, things do not move. Friction helps to walk. If there was no friction, everyone would keep slipping off. A slippery floor due to little friction. Roller skates reduce friction. Chapter 11. Measurement. In our everyday life, we need to measure many things. For example, the street vendor measures the quantity of vegetables, fruits, etc. Milkman measures the quantity of milk. The tailor measures the length of a cloth, and so on. Let us discuss the methods and units for measuring each of these. Some of the standard units that we use are length, meter, m, weight, gram, g, time, seconds, s, volume, liter, l, temperature, degree. Measurement of length. Length is the measure of how long a thing is, or measurement of anything from one to another. In olden times, people used their body parts as units to measure the length of an object. They used hand span, foot span, cubit, and stride for measuring objects. Nowadays, we have fixed units of measuring things. Meter is a unit used for measuring lengths. You must have seen a scale. A scale is used to measure the distance between 2 points. Small scale is used to measure small distance, and long scale is used to measure long distance, such as a cricket field and length of street, etc. We use different types of scales. We use a ruler, a meter, rod, or measuring tape to measure length. The ruler or scale measures length in inches, millimeters, and centimeters. These are the units of length. The meter, rod, or scale is divided into 100 equal divisions called centimeters. Each centimeter is divided into small divisions called millimeters. Very long distances are measured in kilometers. Look at the measurement units of length. 10 millimeters equal to 1 centimeter cm, 100 centimeters equal to 1 meter m, 1000 meters equal to 1 kilometer km. Measurement of weight. Weight is the measurement of quantity of a substance, and measure weight with the help of a balance or a weighing machine. We measure weight in gram and kilogram. We can measure our weight on a weighing machine. Fruits, vegetables, pulses, etc. are measured by weighing machine. Look at the measurement units of weight. 1000 milligram equal to 1 gram. 1000 grams equal to 1 kilogram. 1000 kilograms equal to 1 ton. Very small weights are measured in grams, gm, and milligrams, mg. Gold and silver are measured in grams and milligrams. Nowadays, you will mostly come across electronic weighing machines. Measurement of volume. The amount of liquid which a container holds is known as its volume. Liter is commonly used as a unit of measuring volumes. Smaller amounts of liquid are measured in millimeters. Look at the measurement units of volume. 1000 millimeters equal to 1 liter, L. 1000 liters equal to 1 kiloliter, KL. We use special jars like measuring cylinders marked in millimeters and liters to measure volume of liquids. The liquid is poured into these jars and the volume is ready by marking on them. You might have seen your milkman measuring the volume of milk to be given. Measurement of time. We measure time with the help of a wristwatch, a timepiece, or a clock. Some of the standard units that we use are 1 minute equal to 60 seconds, 1 hour equal to 60 minutes, 1 day equal to 24 hours. In a watch, there are 3 hands. The short hand shows hours, the long hand shows minutes, and the thin and the longest hand, which moves the fastest, shows seconds. In some watches, the second hand is missing. Digital clocks work with the electronic current supplied by a cell. They directly display time in digits. Stopwatches can be started or stopped by pressing a button. Scientific fact: stopwatches show time in seconds. Measurement of temperature. Temperature is the measure of how hot or cold an object or place is. We measure the temperature of things using a thermometer. Temperature is measured in degrees Celsius, C, or degree Fahrenheit, F. Our normal body temperature is 37 degrees C. Doctor reading temperature, clinical thermometer, room thermometer. Doctors use a clinical thermometer to measure the temperature of a patient's body. A room thermometer measures temperatures from minus 40 degrees C to 50 degrees C. We also read and hear the temperature of a day in weather forecast. Chapter 12: Rocks, Soil, and Minerals. You already know that our earth is made up of rocks and minerals. The innermost part of the earth is called the core. It is made of molten rocks and is therefore liquid. The outermost layer of the earth is hard and is called the crust. It is made of solid rocks. Rocks. Rocks are hard and huge stones. These are found everywhere on the earth, under the ground, under seas and oceans. Rocks are of different kinds. They are useful to us in many ways. Rocks such as marble, granite, sandstone are used to make buildings. Rocks like diamond, ruby, and emeralds are used in the jewelry. Minerals. Rocks and minerals are formed together. Minerals are taken out from the underground. Deep tunnels called mines are dug to get minerals. Iron, coal, gold are obtained from mines. A mine where iron is found is called an iron mine. The mineral that is mined or taken out is called iron ore. Soil. Soil is the uppermost layer of the earth. In the beginning, the earth was covered with thick layers of rocks. For thousands of years, these rocks were heated by the sun and cooled by the rain. Due to this force of water and heat, the rocks broke into small pieces. These small pieces of rocks are rubbed against each other till they finally became tiny particles of soil. When plants and animals die, their bodies rot and they also get mixed with the soil. The rotten plants and animals are called humus. Scientific fact: rocks exist in almost all types of soil. Soil particles. Soil collected from different places have different colors. They are different because they are made up of different kinds of soil particles. The size of soil particles are as given in the picture. What does soil contain? Soil is made up of gravel, sand, clay and humus. Take some garden soil in a glass jar, fill the jar with water, cover it with a lid and shake well. Now let it stay till for 15 minutes. What do you observe? At the bottom, there will be a layer of gravel. Above them will be a layer of sand. Above the layer of sand, there will be a layer of clay. The water above the layer of clay is not so clear. It contains dead leaves, twigs, dead insects, etc. This is called humus. Layers of soil. Soil exists in 3 layers. Topsoil. It is the uppermost layer containing loose soil. Plants grow in it. Subsoil. It lies below the top layer. It is a closely packed layer of soil. It contains some rock particles. It is harder than the topsoil. Bedrock. It lies below the subsoil. It is the hardest layer of the soil. It contains rock particles and minerals. It is also known as solid rock. Kinds of soil. Different kinds of soil are found at different places. The different kinds of soil are sandy soil, clay soil and loamy soil. Sandy soil. Sandy soil is mainly made up of sand. It is yellow, grey or light brown in color. It is mostly found in desert on the seashores. It has lots of spaces between them. Water passes through these spaces very easily. Therefore, sandy soil cannot hold much water. Very few plants can grow in sandy soil. Clay soil. Clay soil is mainly made up of clay. It contains very small particles and is very smooth to touch. It is very sticky. It is found in ponds and river beds. Water cannot go through this soil easily. Therefore, it holds a lot of water. It has no spaces between the particles to hold air. Therefore, plants cannot grow properly in it. Clay soil is good for making pots. Loamy soil. Loamy soil is a mixture of sand and clay. It can hold enough water and air. It also has humus in it. This type of soil is the best for the growth of plants. Uses of soil. Soil is useful to us in many ways. Plants take in water from the soil for their growth. All living beings depend directly or indirectly on plants. We get many useful minerals from the soil. Soil is home to many animals. Tiny insects like ants, worms like earthworms, millipedes, centipedes live in soil. Rabbits and rats live in burrows in the soil. Chapter 13. Air. Air. Air is all around us. We cannot see, touch or taste air. However, we can feel air when it is moving. Moving air is called wind. When the wind blows gently, we call it breeze. When the wind blows strongly, we call it storm. Air is a mixture of many gases, water vapor, dust, and smoke. The main gases present in the air are nitrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide. Air is present everywhere. It is present on land, in water, in the cracks of rocks, and even in empty rooms. Constituents of air. Air contains important gases like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. We need oxygen to breathe, and plants use carbon dioxide to make their food. The air we breathe must be clean and fresh. Air also contains dust particles and germs. Air also contains water in the form of water vapor, which we cannot see. But when it changes to water again, we can see it. Uses of air. Air is necessary for all living beings to survive. We use air in many ways. We breathe in oxygen present in the air. Plants breathe in carbon dioxide present in the air. Oxygen present in the air helps in burning. We fill air in footballs, tire tubes, and balloons. The pictures given below show some of the uses of moving air. Various uses of moving air. We need clean and fresh air. The air gets polluted by harmful gases. Vehicles emit harmful gases after burning petrol or diesel in their engines. Factories also emit harmful gases. This causes air pollution. Pollution makes our environment unsafe to live in. We suffer from cough, asthma, eye irritation, and lung diseases because of the polluted air. Pollution harms plants as well as animals. Chapter 14. Water. Humans, animals, and plants all need water. We use water for drinking, bathing, washing, etc. Rivers, lakes, ponds, and wells are sources of water. 3/4 of the Earth's surface is covered with seawater. We cannot drink seawater as it is salty. Fruits and vegetables also contain water. 70% of our body weight is due to water. All of our body functions depend on water solutions. States of water. Water exists in 3 forms: solid, ice, liquid, water, and gas, vapor. Normally, water exists in liquid form. It changes into vapor when heated at 100 degrees Celsius. It becomes ice when temperature reaches below 0 degrees Celsius. Ice, solid, has a definite shape. Water, liquid, does not have any definite shape. It takes the shape of the container into which it is kept. Scientific fact. Ice melted gives water. Heated gives gas. Water vapor mixes with air. It has no shape or volume. Evaporation. When water is heated, it turns into water vapor. This is called evaporation. Condensation. When water vapors are cooled, they change back into water. This is called condensation. Scientific fact. Kangaroo rats conserve water by giving out solid wine. Koala bear in Australia gets all its water from the leaves of the eucalyptus tree that make up its main diet. Water cycle. In nature too, water keeps changing its form. When the sun shines, water from the rivers, ponds, lakes, and oceans heats up and rises in the form of water vapor. The vapor rises into the air where it cools and condenses into vapor droplets, which form clouds. Clouds grow and become heavier. When the droplets of water in the clouds become too big, they fall on earth as rain. This is called precipitation. The rainwater goes back into rivers, lakes, and seas. It again changes to water vapor. Sometimes, when the air is very cold, water in the clouds can freeze to form ice. It then comes down as hail or snow. Water storage. We must save and store water carefully for our use. We should store water in a clean container. Keep the container covered so that dust, flies, and other insects do not get into it. Water scarcity. There is scarcity of drinking water in many places in our country. People have to cover a long distance to get drinking water. Getting drinking water at home. At home, we get drinking water through taps. Before it reaches our home, it is purified by big machines called water treatment plants. Polluted water. Water gets contaminated because of many human activities. When we leave waste matter at the beach side or a riverside, it pollutes the water. Factories dump toxic waste in water. These wastes contain harmful chemicals that make the water unfit for drinking. The pesticides and insecticides used by farmers for crops also pollute the water. Our waste and garbage pollute the surface water. Save water. Water is precious. If each one of us behave in a responsible way, we can save water from being wasted. Use a bucket of water to take bath. Taking shower bath wastes water. Do not let the tap run when you brush your teeth. Collect rainwater in buckets and use it to water plants or wash clothes. Get leaking taps and broken pipelines repaired. Plant more trees. It helps in conserving water. Use the leftover water after washing fruits and vegetables in the garden. Chapter 15. Weather and Seasons. Have you ever wondered why mornings are cooler and better as compared to the afternoons in summer? Why are winters so cold and summers so hot? Actually, all this happens because of the revolution of the earth around the sun, which is responsible for changes in weather and seasons. Let's find out how. The sun. The sun gives us heat and light, which makes the day warm and bright. Days are always warmer than nights. Noontime is the hottest part of the day. In the morning and evening, it is not very hot because we get slanting rays of the sun, but at noon, it is very hot because the sun shines directly over the head. Position of the sun during the day. The wind. The moving air is called wind. When the wind blows softly, it is called breeze. Strong winds cause storms. A storm can cause a lot of damage. It can even uproot trees and lampposts. Hot winds called loo blow during the summer. During the winter, cold winds make the days very cold. We enjoy only gentle breeze. The clouds. When there are lots of clouds in the sky, it is cloudy day. A cloudy day is cooler than a sunny day because it hides the sun. However, cloudy nights are warmer. This happens because the clouds do not let the heat of the earth go out into the atmosphere. Clouds also bring rain. The color of clouds that bring rain is black. Some clouds give us rain while others are just pushed away by the wind. The rain. Rain also affects the weather. The weather becomes cool when it rains. We welcome rain after hot summer days. Farmers also welcome the rain as it is good for crops. However, too much or untimely rain can cause flood and loss of crops. Some places in India experience lack of rain. The situation is called drought. If droughts last long, animals and human beings may die due to lack of fresh water and food. Weather affects our daily life. Weather causes a change in our food habits, dresses and activities. In the summer, we wear soft cotton clothes of light colors. We use fans and coolers to keep ourselves cool and feel comfortable. We also use an umbrella to protect ourselves from scorching sunlight. We drink more liquids like water, cold drinks, milkshakes and fruit juices to maintain water level in the body. In winters, we wear woolen clothes. We like to stay indoors. We take bath with hot water. We like to have hot drinks like tea and coffee. We use room heaters to stay away from cold. We sleep under blankets and quilts at night. We welcome rain after the long and hot summer days. But we feel hot and sticky and sweat a lot due to the humidity. Too much and unexpected rains can be harmful. It also causes floods that destroy property and threaten life. In a rainy season, roads become slippery and muddy. We use raincoats and umbrellas during the rainy season. People in rainy places build houses with sloping roofs. Weather forecast. Information about future weather is known as weather forecast. Newspapers, radio and television gives us weather forecast. People who study weather changes are called meteorologists. Weather forecasts are made with the help of weather stations both on land and at sea. They measure rainfall, cloud cover, etc. In India, temperature is measured in degrees centigrade and is written as degrees C. Seasons. Season is the period during which the weather remains nearly same for many days. Different seasons are summer season. It is the hottest time of the year. We like to stay indoors and sit in a cool room under a fan. During summer, we wear light cotton clothes and drink a lot of water. We also eat fruits like melon, lychee and watermelon, which are juicy and contains lots of water. Rainy season. In most parts of the country, rainy season comes after summer season. It is also called monsoon. We welcome this season because it gives us relief from the heat of summer. When it is not raining, we feel warm and sticky and sweat a lot. This is due to the water present in the air in this season. When we go out during the rain, we need an umbrella or a raincoat to protect ourselves from rain. Plants grow very well in this season. In places where it rains a lot, people grow and eat rice because rice crops need a lot of water. Sometimes heavy rains cause floods which cause damage to the crops, houses and lives of animals and human beings. Autumn season. Autumn brings lots of changes in the weather. Leaves begin to change their color and start falling from trees. The temperature becomes moderate and we get relief from the heat of summer. Winter season. It is the coldest time of the year in winters. Days are short and cold. The nights are long and very cold. During winter, we wear heavy woolen clothes. We drink hot milk, tea or soup to keep our body warm. In cold regions of our country like Shimla and Kashmir, there is snowfall in winter season. Their people build their houses with sloping roofs. It allows snow to slide down and prevent the houses from further cooling. They also light fire at homes or use room heaters to keep themselves warm. Spring season. Spring is beautiful season. In spring season, flowers bloom on plants and trees. Trees sprout new green leaves. During spring, days and nights are equal. The weather in this season is pleasant. We wear light clothes during spring. Chapter 16. Our environment. Environment refers everything in the world around us. It includes air, water, plants, animals, food chains. Things we get from environment. We depend on the environment for many things. To name a few, we breathe oxygen present in air, we get water from the rain which fills lakes and rivers, we get food from plants and animals, farmers grow crops in the soil. Our environment. How can we save our environment? We can save the environment by turning off electrical appliances to save energy when we are not using them. Turn off taps immediately after use to save water. Use renewable energy sources like solar energy. For example, solar cookers and solar heaters can be used for heating water and cooking. Use CFL compact fluorescent light bulbs. They use only 1/4 of the energy as compared to other bulbs. They cost more money but last longer than ordinary bulbs. Plant more and more trees and take care of them. Encourage your friends to support environmental issues. Use environment-friendly products like recycled paper. What we should not do. Do not throw garbage on the streets, in the classroom or in the parks. Litter spreads germs and produces foul smell. Use dustbins and keep your surroundings clean. Do not use polythene bags and plastic cups. These choke the drains which allow bacteria and germs to breed. Avoid using private vehicles like cars or motorcycles as they lead to emission of smoke and causes air pollution. Try to use public transport whenever possible to reduce pollution. We should not burn fossil fuels like coal and petroleum. These release harmful gases on burning and cause global warming. Do not use pesticides, insecticides or chemicals. Pesticides kill hundreds of birds and other animals every year. Factories must not throw waste into rivers without treating them. Do not cut down trees. Trees are absorbers of impure gases like carbon dioxide and keep the surroundings green and fresh. We must not wash clothes, utensils or bathe animals in rivers and lakes. Avoid burning too many crackers during Diwali to prevent air from getting polluted. Conservation of resources. All the natural resources are important to us. We should use these resources carefully, otherwise they will soon get exhausted. By taking care of natural resources, we are taking care of ourselves. Pollution. The contamination of environment is called pollution. Pollution is one of the biggest problems in the cities. Breathing clean air helps us stay healthy, but if the air is polluted, it has a bad effect on our health. It makes people, animals and plants unhealthy. It even kills them. The vehicles should have a pollution check. Too much noise is also bad for us. It can harm our ears. We should keep the voice of TV, music system, etc. low. We should never dump waste and garbage in rivers and lakes. It pollutes the water and makes it unfit for drinking and other uses. Polluted water causes many waterborne diseases such as typhoid, jaundice, cholera, etc. We must pledge to protect water from being contaminated. We must throw waste materials in dustbins. Industries and factories must first process the waste material before discarding them into rivers. Water is the essence of life, so save it and conserve it. Do not spoil it. Chapter 17. Pollution. Natural resources. In our daily life, we use so many things given by nature. They are called natural resources. Some natural resources are used in large amount or being polluted by human activities. So we should use them with great care and also avoid their wastage. Natural resources. All of us need clean air and water. Air and water are natural resources. However, the air and water in our environment may not be pure. They may be polluted. What is a pollutant? It is anything that changes the environment and has a harmful effect on living things. The action of making the air, water, etc. dirty and dangerous is called pollution. Air pollution. The mixing of undesirable substances in pure air is called air pollution. The undesirable substances may be smoke, dust, or harmful gases. Air pollution causes many diseases like asthma and lung cancer. The dust and dirt in the air also cause damage to the plants. Factories give out smoke and other poisonous gases. The smoke from buses and lorries add more pollutants to the air. All these things harm our lungs. Have you seen cars getting pollution check at petrol pumps? This makes sure that they do not give out harmful gases. In some cities, buses and scooters run on CNG. This is a kind of gas which burns well and does not give out many harmful pollutants. Scientific facts. Polythene bags are a major cause of pollution. Say no to polythene bags. Water pollution. Many of our water bodies today have become polluted. Most rivers today are polluted by sewage and industrial waste. Sometimes people bathe and wash clothes and utensils in rivers and lakes. This also pollutes the water. The polluted water may contain harmful substances or germs which can make us sick. We may get serious stomach upsets and diseases like jaundice, cholera, etc. by using this water. Getting rid of waste. What can we do to protect the environment? Every home needs to get rid of vegetable peels, cooked food, leaves, empty containers, papers, and plastic. The stuff we throw away is often collected by garbage collectors. The materials like vegetable peels, cooked food, leaves from the garden, and paper of different kinds are called biodegradable waste. It can be burned in a pit where it will rot and decompose. This decomposed material is also called compost, and it can be used as a manure or fertilizer for the plants. Items made of metal, glass, rubber, and plastic of all kinds will not decompose. They are non-biodegradable. They are usually sold for recycling. Metals can be melted, cleaned, and made again into other useful objects. Some types of glass can also be melted and recycled. Plastics do not usually decompose if they are buried in a pit. They remain as they are, unchanged for many, many years. Creative people use many kinds of throwaway materials to make useful objects. However, only a very small part of the material we throw away is reused like this. More often, it forms enormous heaps of garbage collected and piled up just outside the cities. Getting rid of it is an enormous problem. Pollution-free earth. We can keep our earth clean and pollution-free by following some useful tips. We must not waste water. We should conserve energy in our home. We must plant trees to reduce air pollution. We must recycle newspaper and gift bags by reusing them. Always dispose waste materials in dustbin carefully. Smoking can seriously damage health. Thus, ask elders not to smoke. Scientific fact. 5th June is celebrated every year as the World Environment Day. Chapter 18, our universe. Go to the terrace or in an open area on a clear night and observe the sky carefully. What all do you see? You will see the moon and countless twinkling stars. Apart from these, there are a few other objects that do not twinkle. These objects are the planets. Similarly, if you see the sky on a sunny day, you will observe the bright sun. The sun, planets, and their moons and stars are some of the components of the universe. Our universe is a vast open space which includes everything that exists as matter or energy. Solar system. Our solar system consists of the sun, 8 planets and their moons. The 8 planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These planets revolve around the Sun. Planets and moons do not have light of their own. They shine because they reflect the light of the Sun. Pluto, which was classified as a planet in the past, is now categorized as a dwarf planet. The Sun. The Sun is a star. It is a huge ball of blazing gases that makes vast amounts of light and heat. The Sun is million times bigger than Earth. It is the main source of light for all the planets, including the Earth. The temperature of Sun's surface is about 5,400 degrees Celsius. The Sun is about 150 million kilometers away from the Earth. The Sun's light reaches the Earth in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. There would be no life on the Earth without Sun. The Earth. We live on Earth. It is our home. The Earth looks blue because 3/4 of it is covered with water. The Earth is round like a ball, but it is also slightly flattened at the north and south poles. Its shape is spherical. Structure of the Earth. The center of the Earth is called the core. The core is made of hot molten material. The layer outside the core is called the mantle. This layer is made up of rock. The outermost layer of the Earth is called the crust. The crust of the Earth has oceans and seas. It also has mountains and valleys, deserts and plains. Shape of the Earth. The Earth seems to be flat. The shape of the Earth is spherical with flat poles and a slight bulge in the middle like an orange. Evidences that show that Earth is spherical in shape are: when the shadow of the Earth falls on the Moon, it is called eclipse of the Moon. This shadow is round in shape. This shows that Earth is spherical in shape. If you have ever watched a ship sailing away from the shore, you may have noticed that the lower part disappears first. This is because it is sailing on a round surface. Photographs of the Earth taken from space have also shown that the Earth is spherical in shape. Living things on Earth. Among all the 8 planets, the Earth is probably the only planet which supports life. Millions of living things are able to survive on this planet because of the given reasons. It has a large quantity of water. It has a thin layer of air around it. This is called the atmosphere. Our atmosphere has oxygen and other gases. Living things need oxygen to breathe. It is neither too hot nor too cold. It has a moderate temperature. Other planets may not have these features. Some planets may be too hot while some may be too cold. They do not have an atmosphere. There may not be any water on any of them. These things make it impossible for any living thing to survive there. Scientific fact. The scientific study of stars, planets and other objects in outer space is called astronomy. The Earth spins all the time on its own axis. The axis is an imaginary line passing through the center of the Earth from the North Pole to the South Pole. The Earth shows 2 types of movements: rotation, revolution. Rotation. Rotation is the movement of the Earth on its own axis. The Earth spins like a top on its axis. The axis is slightly tilted. It takes 1 day to complete one spin. The rotation of the Earth causes day and night. When it is day in India, it is night in America because the 2 countries are on the opposite sides of the Earth. Revolution. The other movement of the Earth is its revolution. While the Earth spins on its axis, it also goes around the Sun in a fixed path. This fixed path is called orbit. Time taken by the Earth to complete one revolution around the Sun is 365 days. The revolution of the Earth causes seasons. Scientific fact: all planets rotate on their axis from west to east. Venus is the only planet which rotates from east to west. Chapter 19: The Moon, Stars and Constellations. The Moon. The Moon is the only natural satellite of the Earth. It goes around the Earth. It takes 27.32 days to complete the circle around the Earth. Like the Earth, the Moon has no light of its own. The Moon shines when light from the Sun falls on it. One half of the Moon, which is facing the Sun, is lighted. The rest of the Moon is dark. It is about 384,400 kilometers away from the Earth. It is much smaller than the Earth. Phases of the Moon. Scientific fact: we always see the same side of the Moon. The Moon always keeps the same side pointing towards us, so we can never see the back side of the Moon from the Earth. Stars. The stars surround us. At night, they are everywhere like dots in the sky. They are very big heavenly bodies that are fixed at one place. They have their own heat and light. They appear small because they are very, very far away from us. Constellations. Constellations are fixed patterns made by a group of stars in the night sky. There are 88 known constellations. Some constellations are Ursa Major, Great Bear, Orion, Hunter, and Leo, Lion. Ursa Major, Scorpius, Orion, Leo. Astronauts. Moon has always attracted people of the Earth. They always wish to travel there. People who travel into space are called astronauts. The first men who landed on the Moon were Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin. They landed there on 20th July 1969 in Apollo 11 spacecraft. Squadron leader Rakesh Sharma became India's first man in space. He was the first Indian cosmonaut. Kalpana Chawla and Sunita Williams are other Indians who visited the space. Scientific fact: astronomy is the scientific study of heavenly bodies. Indian astronomers. The people who study about stars or heavenly bodies are called astronomers. About 1500 years ago, an Indian astronomer, Aryabhatta, studied and taught astronomy and mathematics. He was the first man to tell us that the Earth is round and that is rotates on its own axis. Vahara Mihra was another astronomer who wrote many books on astronomy. Another astronomer, Bhaskara, discovered a method of finding out the movements of planets. India contributed greatly in the field of astronomy.